Hello everyone. We will discussing about the module 2, which is the learner-centered psychological principles or LCP. And we are from Study Hub A. The first reporter, Kiana Igloria, will be discussing about the cognitive and metacognitive factors.
Good day everyone, my name is Juliana Marie R. Igloria from BS Ed English 1B student, and today we will discussing the important cognitive and metacognitive factors that influence learning. Understanding how we learn help us improve our learning strategies and become more effective learners. Number 1, we have the nature of the learning process. Learning is most effective when students actively contra- construct meaning from information and experiences. Yes. So, learning is not passive. Student must actively construct meaning from experiences and information. There are different types of learning. Actually, we have habit formation and cognitive learning. Habit formation, example here is learning how to ride a bike. Happens through repetition and practice. Cognitive learning, example here is understanding concept in math and science. It requires for a student to understand a concept and make connections. In school, students are encouraged to use intentional learning strategies to make sense of new information. Successful learning are active, goal-oriented, and take personal responsibilities for their learning. Number 2, we have goal of the learning process. Over time, with guidance and practice, learners develop clear and meaningful knowledge. Learning is a goal-driven process, meaning students work towards understanding and mastery over time. Students have short-term goal. Example here is passing an exam. With more learning, they develop long-term goal. Example here is the mastery as subject or skills. Teacher plays a crucial role in guiding students to set meaningful goals that align with their interests and fostering aspirations. And let's proceed to number 3, construction of knowledge. To truly understand new information, learning must connect it to what they already know. Learning is most effective when new information is connected to what students already know. Without this connection, knowledge remains isolated and hard to apply. Educators can help students organize knowledge by concept mapping or thematic organization. It means grouping related concepts to improve understanding. Number 4, we have strategic thinking. Successful learning develop thinking and reasoning strategies to solve problem and achieve their goal. Strategist thinking involve using different learning strategies to process and apply knowledge. Successful learner develop reasoning skills to approve problem and various way. Adapt their strategies based on effectiveness. Teacher can support student by teaching problem solving, encouraging strategic thinking. Number 5, we have thinking about thinking, metacognition. Metacognition means being aware of and control one's own thinking process. Successful learners set learning goals and monitor their progress, adjust their strategies when they face difficulties. Thinking critically and creatively to solve problem. Teacher can help by teaching higher order thinking skills. Example, analysis, evaluations, and creativity. Encourage self-reflection and providing construction feedback. Number 6, last we have the context of learning. Listening is influenced by the environment. Factors such as culture, technology, and teaching methods. Culture affect motivation, learning styles, and approaches of thinking. Technology can improve learning if used appropriately. A supportive classroom environment increases student engagement and successful. To be effective learners, students should number 1, we have actively construct meaning rather than memorizing passively. Number 2, set clear learning goals and refine them over time. Number 3, connect new knowledge to existing knowledge. 4, apply strategies thinking to problem solving. 5, we have reflect on learning and adapt their strategies. 6, lastly, 6, we have learning in supportive environment that foster growth. By understanding these cognitive and metacognitive factors, we can all become better, more independent learners. That's all. Thank you. And now let us proceed to next reporter, which is Miss Ivy Pabalate.
Hello everyone, my name is Ivy M. Pabalate and I am the second reporter. So my topic is letter B, which is the motivational and affective factors. So number one is motivational and emotional influence on learning. So what does it mean? Motivation and emotions have a significant influence on learning. Emotion and learning are closely related with emotions capable of either enhancing or hindering the learner's process, depending on the specific emotions involved. Motivation is to learn is affected by a person's emotional state, beliefs, interests, and learning habits. So let's talk about the number one. The rich internal world of thoughts, belief, goals, and expectation for success or failure can enhance or interfere to the learner's quality of thinking and information processing. So, what does it mean? Imagine your mind as a garden, your thoughts, beliefs, and goals are like the seeds you plant. If you believe you can succeed, you plant seeds that help you grow, like positive thinking and hard work. But if you doubt yourself, you might plant seeds that hinder your growth, like fear and negativity. So, this garden represents your learning process. As well, maintain garden with positive seeds leads to better learning, just like believing in yourself and having good goals help you learn more effectively. On the other hand, a garden full of weeds make it harder of your learning to flourish. So the number two, motivational and emotional factors also influence both, but the quality of thinking and information processing, as well as an individual motivation to learn. So think of it like this. Motivation is like fuel. When you are excited about something, you have more energy to learn and focus, right? So if you are like I mean, your emotions are the weather. If you're feeling happy and confident, it's easier to learn. But if you're stressed or anxious, it's harder to concentrate, diba? So, if you're motivated and feeling good, your mind works better and you learn more easily. But if you're not motivated and feeling down, your mind might be foggy and learning becomes a struggle. The number three is positive emotions such as curiosity generally enhance motivation and facilitate learning and performance. Mild anxiety can enhance learning and performance by focusing the learner's attention on a particular task. So imagine your mind as a car. So curiosity is a good engine and makes you want to learn and explore so you can go faster and farther. Mild anxiety is like a good set of brakes. It's help you focus on the task at hand and avoid distractions, making you safer and more efficient. So, being curious and having a little bit of anxiety can actually help you learn better and do better on tasks, just like a good engines and brakes help you drive better. Let's talk about the number two, which is the intrinsic motivation to learn. Imagine you're a kid in a candy store. You're surrounded by all sorts of delicious treats, and you're excited to try them all. That's intrinsic motivation. When it comes to learning, you're not driven by external rewards like good grades or praise. You're simply motivated by your own curiosity and joy of learning. So, number one is curiosity, flexibility, and insightful thinking and creativity are major indicator of unlearning intrinsic motivation to learn, which is in large part of a function of meeting basic needs to be competent and to exercise personal control. Imagine child learning to ride a bike. If they feel competent, they're able to balance and steer, right? So and in control. They're making their own choices about how to ride. So they more likely to be curious about different roads, flexible in adjusting to different terrain, and creative in finding new trails. So when our basic needs for competence and control are met, we're more likely to be intrinsically motivated to learn, which leads to curiosity, flexibility, insightful thinking, and creativity. Number two is educators can encourage and support learner natural curiosity and motivation to learn by attending to individual difference in learners' perception of optimal novelty and difficulty, relevance, and personal choice and control. So think as educator as a gardeners. Individual differences are like different types of flowers, right? So each plant has its own unique needs and preferences for sunlight, water, and soil. Attending to individual difference is like providing the right conditions for each flower to thrive. So educators need to understand each learner's needs and tailor their approach accordingly by attending to these individual differences. Educators can create a learning environment that nurtures and encourages each learning. Learner natural curiosity and motivation to learn. So let's talk about the number three, which is intrinsic motivation is also facilitated on tasks that are comparable to real world situation and meets needs for choice and control. So in this sense, statements. Imagine you're learning about fractions in math class. It may seems abstract or boring at first, but what if your what if your teacher gave you a real world problem to solve, like um you want to bake a cake, but the recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of flour, but you only have 1/4 cup measuring cup. So how can you measure out the right amount of flour? Suddenly, fractions become meaningful and relevant. You can see how they apply to a real life situation you might actually encounter. So, let's add choice and control. Instead of simply telling you how to solve the problem, your teacher might ask, so, what are some different ways? You could measure out 1/2 cup of flour using a one fourth cup measuring cup. So this give you the freedom to explore different approaches and experiment with different strategies, right? It also make you feel more in control of your learning processes. So learning is connected to real world situation, and we have a sense of choice and control. It becomes more engaging, meaningful, and enjoyable, which boosts our intrinsic motivation. Let's talk about the number three, the last part of my topic, which is the effects of motivation and effort. So, when you're motivated, you have more energy and drive to put in the effort. um you're more likely to push yourself harder and go the extra mile. Motivated students are more likely to spend extra time studying, seek out additional resources, and ask for help when needed. They're also more likely to participate in class discussions and engage in active learning activities. So number one is effort is another major indicator of motivation to learn. The acquisition of complex knowledge and skills demand the investment of considerable learner energy and strategy effort with persistent over time. So in that statement, think of learning a new skills like climbing a mountain. It's challenging and takes a lot of effort, right? And you need the right tools and strategies to make the climb easier and safer. Even even when it hurts, you keep pushing yourself to reach the top. So when you see someone putting in the efforts to learn a new skills, it's like seeing the climb. I mean, it's like seeing them climb a mountain. They're demonstrating their dedication, perseverance, and willingness to put in the work to achieve their goals. The number two, which is educators need to concern with facilitating motivation by strategies that enhance learners' effort and commitment to learning and to achieve a high standard of comprehension and understanding. So, educators use strategies to make learning more engaging and rewarding. So, students are more likely to put in the time and effort. This might involve using hands on activities, real world examples, and opportunities for collaboration. Educators create a supportive and encouraging learning environment where students feel valued and respected. This helps them stay motivated and committed to their learning journey. Educators set high but achievable goals for their students. They help them understand the importance of deep comprehension and understanding, and they provide the support and guidance they need to succeed. The number three, which is effective strategies, include purposeful learning activities guided by practices that enhance positive emotion and intrinsic motivation to learn, and methods that increase learners' perspective that a task is interesting and personally are relevant. relevant. So in that statement, educators choose activities that are relevant to students' lives and interest. They make learning feel like a real challenging with a purpose, like completing a mission in a game. Educators create a learning environment that's positive and encouraging. They help students feel confident, curious, and excited about learning. They like having fun and feeling good while playing a game. Educators use engaging strategies like games, hands on activities, and technology to make learning fun and relevant. So that's part of my topic. So let's talk. City Burgess Gikalani will continue the discussion of art report. So Brickies, it's your turn. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Siti Birgit J. Tikalaning, and today I'll be going to tackle about the developmental and social factors. And there are two types of developmental and social factors, which are the developmental influences on learning and social influences on learning. The first one is developmental influences on learning. When we say developmental influences on learning, it focuses on how an individual's stage of physical, intellectual, emotional, and social growth affects their ability to process and engage with educational content. Let's say, for example, a preschool child learns better through play-based activities like using blocks to teach counting than through direct instructions. Because students learn best when instructional materials align with their developmental needs and are presented in an enjoyable and relatable way. And the second one is social influences on learning. When we say social influences on learning, it refers to the impact of relationships, communication, and interactions within the learner's environment, including peers, family, and community. For example, um, a student participating in a group science project learns teamwork and leadership skills because interaction with others enhances learning and supports knowledge sharing. And that's all, thank you. And let's now move on to the next supporter.
Unlocking potential, the five pillars of learner-centered teaching. Traditional teaching often focuses on the teacher as the sole source of knowledge, but a powerful shift is underway learner-centered teaching. This approach empowers students, fostering a deeper understanding and a lifelong love of learning. Let's explore these five key pillars. Number one, the function of content. Learner-centered teaching begins with the content itself. It's not just about facts to memorize. Instead, relevant content connects to student lives, interests, and real-world applications. These current events, local issues, or personal passions. Engagement. Learning is active and stimulating. Use varied methods, games, discussions, technology, and hands-on activities. Interdisciplinarity break down subjects' boundaries. Connect history to social studies, science to art, math to music. Show students how concepts relate across disciplines. For example, a project could explore the mathematical principles behind architectural design. Second, the role of instructor. The teacher's role transforms, they become facilitators, they guide exploration, create opportunities for discovery, and help students construct their own knowledge. Supporters, they offer encouragement, feedback, and individualized guidance. They address learning, challenge, and celebrate success.
Collaborators. They engage in dialogue, lis- listen actively, and value student ideas. The classroom becomes a partnership. Number three, the responsibility for learning. Visual students, learners, and number three, the responsibility for learning. Learner-centered teaching places responsibilities squarely on the student. They set goals. Students define their learning objectives, creating personalized learning plans. Make choices. They have agency in selecting activities, resources, and assessment methods. This fosters ownership and motivation. Take ownership. They are accountable for their progress and actively strive to achieve their goals. This develops self-reliance and metacognitive skills. Number four, the purposes and processes of assessments. Visual examples of informative diagnostic and authentic assessment. Assessment shifts from a final judgment to an ongoing process. Formative regular feedback, how students monitor progress and improve. Think of quizzes, exit tickets, or informal checks for understanding. Diagnostics, assessments identify students' strengths and weaknesses, informing instructional decisions. Authentic, assessment tasks are relevant to real-world applications. Projects, presentations, and problem-solving scenarios are key. And the last, number five, the balance of power. Learner-centered teaching redefines the teacher-student dynamic teachers. Share power. They empower students to make decisions about their learning. Collaborate. They co-create shared learning environment. Respect voices. They value students' perspective and create opportunities for student leadership. Conclusion. Visual, visual students celebrating their achievements, showcasing their projects, and demonstrating their newfound knowledge and skills. Learner-centered teaching is not about abandoning structure or lowering standards. It's about creating a dynamic, engaging, and empowering learning environment where every student has the opportunity to reach their full potential. It's about fostering a love of learning that extends far beyond the classroom. Legal and policy frameworks and learner-centered teaching. 1. Republic Act Number 10533, entitled "An Act Enhancing the Philippine Basic Education System by Strengthening its Curriculum and Increasing the Number of Years for Basic Education," appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes, otherwise, otherwise known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, approved on May 15, 2013, and which took effect on July 8, 2013. The Department of Education, the Commission on Higher. For generations, the Philippine education system followed a 10-year basic education cycle, but in 2013, everything changed with the implementation of Public Act Number 10533, also known as the K-12 Basic Education Program. This landmark legislation aimed to revolutionize how Filipinos learn and prepare for the future. K-12 added 2 crucial years to basic education, a year of kindergarten and 2 additional years of senior high school. These seemingly small changes had a profound impact. Kindergarten provides a strong foundation for early learning, fostering a love of learning in young children. The added years of senior high school offer specialized tracks, allowing students to focus on their interests and career aspirations, whether it's STEM, arts, sports, or vocational training. But grade K to 12 is more than just adding years. It's about improving the quality of education. The curriculum is globally competitive, focusing on developing critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration skills, essentials for success in today's world. The program also emphasized the importance of learning-centered education, adapting to the diverse needs and learning styles of Filipino students. It aims to create productive and responsible citizens equipped with the skills and values necessary for lifelong learning and employment. K-12 is a significant investment in the future of the Philippines. It's a commitment to providing a better education for every Filipino child, empowering them to reach their full potential and contribute to a more prosperous nation. Interviews with teachers, students, and parents about their experiences with K-12 show statistics highlighting the positive impacts of K-12. Address any challenge or criticism of the program presenting a balanced perspective.